think it'd be pretty handy.
Yeah.
Somebody was actually thinking when they put that baby together.
I agree. Yep, just want to get your opinion, Dad.
I think it's dandy.
So it's Dad approved?
I reckon. Let's see how it runs.
Yeah, Dad
On the
approved
van.
on appearances.
Let's see how it runs on the van.
No, you got to get your own.
Let's see how cheap it runs.
Hey guys, how's it going? Jet Scott here as always, and today we're filming from my office slash bedroom because it is a real feel of -2 outside. It's blistering cold. I actually pinched my thumb on something I was cleaning, and I couldn't feel it until I came inside, and now it hurts really bad. But we are continuing our Holly rant, and only because I got a package in the mail from Jegs. And said package is the Jegs branded carburetor. These were available. I don't know why they're not available anymore, but part number 16700, 600 CFM carb with choke, black finish, only way they make it. Made in China. But we're going to check this bad boy out because I think these are like $350. And as you know, it's not really a fair comparison because this is an HP body double pumper from Holly, but you know, this is $600. So I just want to see how much better or worse this carburetor really is next to that thing, which you clearly know I am not happy with. In fact, both of these carburetors are getting sent back. I can't do that. It pains my soul. They're getting shipped back. I actually ordered a custom set of carbs from a guy on eBay, and they're going to be spec'd out perfectly to our W2 engine. So let's get right into this unboxing, which this cardboard doesn't open too easy. So first out of the bat, we have paperwork in this nice little envelope. We'll have to open that up, see what's in there. And already, I kind of like this packaging way more than the Holly deal, which you will know when you unbox a Holly carburetor, it is that. You literally get a piece of foam, and it's a nice form piece of foam, but it's that and another, well, no other piece of foam. That's all that protects the carburetor. This Chinese deal, which, you know, I'm all about American made, but bang for your buck. This packaging, much better. I actually like the cardboard containment system. And I think this is kind of how a Demon is kind of packaged up. But the carburetor's literally encased in this freaking nice little cage of cardboard. It's pretty slick. Let's get it out of there and take a look at this bad boy. Kudos to the guy who designed this package. It's actually kind of difficult to get it out of there, and it's fairly thick cardboard. It's pretty robust. I'm very happy with that. The foam, eh. And as you know, with your Holly, it's just wrapped up in this plastic, and we'll get it out too. So we're not going to delve right into the carburetors because they've actually got to get to room temperature. They are currently, the condensation on them is ridiculous. And I mean, absolutely ridiculous from being outside. So we're going to let those get to room temperature. We're going to look at these packages. I'm not going to open this because obviously this has got to go back. So you get a couple Holly stickers, your standard base gasket, your instructions for guys who don't know anything about working on carburetors. That's standard stuff. The Jag stuff, you get air cleaner gasket, which I'm hoping there's an air cleaner gasket in here. I don't see one, but there might be one in there. You get a really impressive, I mean, look at how thick that bad boy is. 4-hole gasket. That's a really nice gasket. That gets my seal of approval right there. Oh, you get your spec card. Let's see. This is kind of interesting. So, yeah, I like that. That tells you everything that's in the carburetor. I don't know if the Hollys ever have that or not. And you get a nice, it's actually a really nice little pamphlet here, a little booklet. It's in color. Installation. This is actually really nice. Time spark, full port. Yeah, this is all in color. Look at that. I mean, you never, ever find anything like this in color. You know, I paid for this carburetor with my own money. Like I said, it was like $350. I don't exactly remember, but I know it was cheap enough where it's like, you know what? I'm enough of a Jegs man. I want that carburetor regardless, even though I hate vacuum secondaries with a passion, and I don't need chokes, but it's like, you know what? Let's get that thing regardless, and let's take a look at it. So, after these two bad girls get warmed up, we'll dig into it. So now that both carburetors have had a minute to equalize in temperature, they're still kind of condensation-y, and the rag I used to wipe them down with had some cat fur on it and stuff, so you'll see that. And then the Jegs carburetor, in its defense, the cardboard was kind of shedding, so it's got a bunch of like cardboard shaving stuck in it. You'd blow that out, obviously. That's one downside, I would say, to it not being wrapped in plastic before being in the cardboard. You're going to get cardboard particles inside the barrels and stuff, but that ain't going to hurt an engine, but it is kind of an annoyance to have to wipe all that out. So if you watch the Holly video, you know my gripes with it. Do I need to say any more as far as that goes? And then the base being warped, a huge hit. And then you got only one side of the bowl is drilled for sight plugs. That's just a blank hole as per the usual. You do got a nice linkage. It's fairly crisp. The finish is, like, when you stand back from here, it looks great. But when you get up close to it, it's pretty awful. The pictures show it with down leg boosters. It really has straight leg boosters. Not a fan of that at all. I'm a down leg or an annular booster kind of guy. And they're supposed to be plated, which they're not plated. So yeah, I mean, I kind of went in depth on this carburetor, everything I like and everything I don't like. Would I recommend buying it? If you just need a new carburetor, sure, but there are better options out there. And that's where we step into this guy. So right off the bat, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know what it is about black carburetor finishes, but I just like it. If we can't get zinc dichromate, I like this finish. And I really like this kind of matte finish they got going on in the bowl and metering block. The main body is kind of shiny. I'm not a huge fan of the shiny, but I do love this kind of, it's almost like a rubberized texture. I mean, time would tell you how well this holds up and looks in the future, but I really do like this finish. One thing you'll already notice is that we have dual sight plugs that go clean through the bowl so you can see it on either side. And these are ambidextrous bowls. So that means you can have a fuel fitting on this side or on this side. Huge plus. Most of the time you will never run your fuel lines on the driver's side, maybe because all the linkage is in the way. First big downside to me is this linkage arm. This is just the cheapest of the cheap stamped steel linkage arm. It's a little squeaky, but of course, I mean, it is a vacuum secondary carburetor, so we got stuff like this that we can't fairly compare to the double pumper over here. We do have, however, air bleeds that are changeable. That's actually really slick in a budget carburetor. And we get down leg boosters. Look at that. And look at the finish on those down leg boosters. Look at that. And then we come over to this. I probably will never run this thing, man, because I just don't have a need for an electric choke vacuum secondary carburetor, but I'm kind of blown away. And another thing, I pulled this thing out of the box and I was like, holy crap, it's got slotted base plates, which if you're unfamiliar, that's something Holly started doing on like the Ultra XP, their $1,000 carburetors. I think it fits, it also works on 4500 flange deal. So if you got a Dominator intake, I think that's what that's for. So you got a much nicer base plate. And the finish on the base, for being a cast base, is really freaking nice. And it's square. I measured it out. I don't have my calipers in here, but it is just, this is a really nice carburetor for $350. Yeah. So on the underside, as you can see, a nice machine surface. Everything's got a nice texturized coating on it. I'm impressed by this thing. Not real big fan of this style screw head holding on the accelerator pump diaphragm, but that's, I mean, little gripes. Again, the vacuum secondary, it works, it's smooth. Of course, it's a brand new carburetor, so it better work. On to the finishing of the main body, which there are some flaws, so we're going to get right into them. If we're going to nitpick the Holley, we're going to nitpick the Jegs carburetor. Right there, we got some porosity kind of going on. It's on the opposite side in the same place, kind of. At least I thought it was. Inside the bowls, you can see a little bit of stuff going on. Most of this is specking from the my towel. You can see a piece of hair right there and stuff like that. But overall, it's a much nicer casting. Like I said, you can see all that debris in there. That is from my towel I used. We'll come into here. Also a really nice casting. And I'm just going to straight up say it. I told Rob at Jegs that Jegs needs to stop messing around with this kind of crap. Make an HP body double pumper, and it will sell like hotcakes. Put it right at the $450, maybe even $500 price tag. Sell like freaking hotcakes. If it's made like this, I'm very impressed. Never buy a Holley branded carburetor again. And here's part of my problem, is that thing, verified, made in USA. Everything's made on a Holley carburetor, supposedly made right here in the USA. This is not trying to pretend to be anything but itself. It's obviously a Holley ripoff, I'm not going to lie, but it's made in China. It's not trying to be some American-made deal. It's what Jegs has to do to compete with Holley as far as carburetor market goes. And I'm looking at the quality on this carburetor from the outside. I'm not digging into either one internally, which I know is where it really matters. But from an outside appearance, looking at both of them, why is the Chinese carburetor made so much nicer than the American-made carburetor? And I'm not even looking at it as a price point. If I was blindfolded and I was just holding these carburetors and I didn't know one was a Holley and one was a Chinese Jegs brand or whatever, Summit, whoever made it, I would pick this thing solely off of the quality I see and feel. The only thing I gripe about, really, other than the choke and the vacuum secondary, is this linkage arm. I do not like that style linkage arm. But it's still functional. It's not going to stop the carburetor from working. So overall, I think this is a sweet carburetor. I don't know if Jegs still has it on their website or not. I know they sold really fast. I remember when they came out with them last year, I think, and I was like, man, I really got to get one of those. And I never did buy one, and they kind of went out of stock, and managed to snag one, and really freaking happy with it. Like I said, I think it's like $350 you get one of these for. I mean, just think about it. $350 gets you a fully functional carburetor, vacuum secondaries, electric choke. I mean, if you really just need a carburetor to make an engine run, how can you go wrong? And it sure as heck beats the Summit brand carburetor, which to me is just a stupid. This thing uses all Holley parts. It's standardized. It's freaking sweet. So, would I recommend this carburetor? Hell yeah. Would I recommend that carburetor? Yeah, only if you don't have standards like I do. That thing should work just fine. But for $600, I don't see it. I just, no. Considering I'm getting a set of custom-made 750 annular booster, or even I could have had 650 annular boosters for literally $540 from a guy on eBay. Look him up. He makes carburetors. It looks just like this, but you get whatever you want: annular booster, down leg, anything. And makes really nice carburetors. I got one more thing I got to show you. I'm sitting here in my office talking with a couple of great friends.
Hi guys.
Rob, the awesome parts man, who's not on camera. There's me and you guys, and there's Brian from Dust Devil Garage. He is polishing his rod.
No, carburetors, not my rod.
There's Rob. Rob, you're now going to be on Scott's Speed Shop. So, let me get right into what I am really impressed with this Jegs brand carburetor. So, I took it apart just because I was kind of bored. And inside of here is actually made really nice. Ooh, I need to actually mute myself. Now I've got to. So in here is freaking incredibly nice. And then I go to the metering block and just look at how that's made. That's actually really nice. And I actually like the fact that they used a hex nut for the jets. That is really handy because eventually some hillbilly is going to strip out these slotted holes and then you're screwed. So we get to the back side, and this I got real nervous about because it's like, well, these holes are threaded right in there. It's like, well, where's the emulsion jets? Well, when you come in, and they're already drilled, so you could probably drill those out and then put your jets in there. I'm really impressed by the way this metering block is made. So then I took the secondaries off, and I was like, there's no way this thing getting better. I'm like, holy crap, that is freaking killer. Billet aluminum, jettable secondary metering plate. For $350, $360, this thing costs, I think it's $367 is the actual like list price. You're getting one heck of a carburetor, really. I mean, for a vacuum secondary, yeah, I don't like it, but for vacuum secondary electric choke, what you're getting here is freaking incredible. Not sponsored by Jegs, never have been, never will be probably, but I mean, just seriously, everything you're getting with this carburetor, it's one heck of a buy. If you need something like this, I highly recommend it. So, back to the video. So on Jezebel's engine, I have a pair of Holley Ultra XPs on it, and I like those carburetors a lot. And I really like the float bowls for a lot of reasons. One, you get 20% extra fuel capacity. You got dual site plugs, ambidextrous float bowl fittings, and they come out directly -8 O-ring AN. I really like that. And you got a fuel drain right here. Whereas normally, you know, this is just your standard float bowl. Right there. And my intention was to buy these and put them on there on these carburetors, but these things, they're so abysmal. And Holley wants a lot of money for these. I bought these actually from Allstate, and I've got to finish polishing them up a little bit to match my new carburetors. But these came straight from Holley to Allstate, and Allstate's who I use. But let me tell you something. I ran my hand through this thing. I was just looking at the finish, and I just wiped it on the inside, and it came out, and it was just sparkly and black on my thumb. And the whole thing was like that on the inside. And all I could think was, huh, that would suck if someone just went ahead and put this thing on there, and they had that. But I mean, look at so the carburetor this goes on is about $980, and you get stuff like that. Look at that. That's pitting right there. That's porosity in the casting. So this is kind of abysmal. You know, if I spent, say, $980 on a carburetor and I got a float bowl that looked like this, you bet your butt I wouldn't be happy. So my point I'm trying to get at is, Holley, can we make Made in America mean something again? Can it be less of, let's just throw stuff out the door and sell it under the Made in USA as a marketing banter, and make it actually mean something? Let's make a good carburetor again, a good American-made carburetor, and not jack the price up. I think $600 is really it for an HP body double pumper. I think that you charge any more than that and you're getting stupid, or you're trying to do something, aka get rid of the carburetor market. But I just seriously want there to be a good American-made carburetor out there to compete with the Chinese carburetor. Because I mean, right now, that thing, I don't want it. I mean, if I was okay with vacuum secondary and a choke, I'd put a pair of those on my W2 tunnel ram in a heartbeat. And that's another thing. Jegs, please answer this call. I know someone's watching. Make a double pumper. See how it sells, and I guarantee you it'll sell so damn fast you won't know what to do with all that extra money, except for invest in making an HP body. Do it, please. And anyways, I think that's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed just this couple of Holley carburetor deals. I just feel like this needed to be said. It needed to be done. Someone had to do it, and I hate doing rants. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this, learned something. Take this for whatever you will. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. So take care, and bye-bye.